And ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. However you celebrate it. It's Christmas and it's the holidays. It's a good time of year. I've said it for a long time. I'll say it one more time because after tomorrow, it won't be relevant. The greatest thing about Christmas is it's a one time of year you can be nice to people and they won't accuse you as to why is he being nice to me? They just go, it's Christmas. He's being nice. That's great. If I do something nice for you in July, you'd probably, what's he want? What's that Burrows guy up to? What's he want? Yeah, Jay Peckham is in the lobby nodding, going, yeah, I'd probably, that Dave Burrows guy, I'd probably think that. I've got lots of guests. Well, I think lots of guests. This is a very casual show. Have you noticed I lost the tie? No tie today. And I couldn't find my Santa hat. And I was kind of bummed about it. But so then I thought, well, I should get something that matches me, right? So I got this hat was given to me. St. Clair Child and Youth gave me that hat a couple of weeks ago, part of Face Off for Mental Health. So what's that? Does that work? Is that attractive? It might not be attractive, but in the spirit of Christmas, this is the David Burrows you're getting this afternoon. And I say this afternoon, we've got a lot of people watching from all over the world. It's 3:30 Eastern time where we are here in Canada. We're being simulcast. I don't know. It's up to like 7 or 8 different countries. United Kingdom, and we've got friends from United Kingdom joining us today, all throughout the United States. Of course, Canada. What else we got? South Africa is watching us. Australia is watching us. I think Ireland's in there. There's a list. So I thank you to all of the hubs that rebroadcast and simulcast the show here. So that's fantastic. And as I said, it's going to be casual. We do have a few special guests popping in. And of course, I just have to talk about a couple of fun things that are happening. So let's take care of that and get that out of the way, because I know, you know what, David, I just want a relaxed show. We're talking about all kinds of stuff all the time, but I'm going to do it anyway because I promised some people that I would. New Year's Eve, of course, coming up next week. And my friends, the Gypsy Flats, are going to be performing at Lizard's Bar and Grill here. Tickets are only $20 for this. They're going to have all the party favors and fun. And the Gypsy Flats have got some extra special music planned. And if you haven't seen the Gypsy Flats before, local band here in Sarnia, this is a great opportunity to get out and appreciate the great music. They don't play like the normal stuff that you might hear from some cover bands. They have some of those regular songs. They are all over the map. They're very eclectic, from Paul Simon to Billy Joel to Beatles, and some modern day stuff too. So they're very eclectic. That's the word I like to use. $20 for that. You can get them down at Lizard's Bar and Grill. Of course, New Year's Eve. Do I have to say it's December 31st? I'm still in awe in the fact that we're going to be celebrating 2019. Let's just think about that for 2019. Like, I remember sitting with oh, look at that. Oh, she doesn't want to come on camera because she's shy, but look, my lovely wife, Jennifer, brought me a coffee. Thank you, Jenny Moons. She there's no appearance on camera. This actually, there's a story behind this mug. We'll get to that in a minute. Thank you, honey. Oh, isn't that everybody? Do it now. Everybody go, oh, isn't that nice? Yeah. Fonz is like, no. 2019. I remember, like, as early as probably 1979, when I was old, sitting with my parents and watching the ball drop with Dick Clark. Little Dick Clark. There you go. And now we're celebrating 2019. Let's celebrate Mardi Gras coming up in March. Our friends Dressed to Kill, a local rock, jazz, blues rock, a little bit of jazz in there maybe. But they're fantastic. Dressed to Kill, doing a Mardi Gras party. Courtright at the Silver Dome. I haven't been to the Silver Dome in Courtright in a long, long time. Jay, I think you should come with. We'll have a good time. And what have I got here? Here we go. Look at that. I got free stuff. People give me stuff all the time to give away. Sometimes I keep it for myself, and sometimes I give it away. Mostly I give it away, but I got tickets for the Mardi Gras party in there. A couple for myself, and 2 that I'll be giving away coming in the new year. They're celebrating their new album, Dressed to Kill's new album called This Old Train. Ooh, I know you're getting all the glare in there. This is a fantastic CD that they've put out. And I forgot to do it again, but I got my ears in, so I can't walk away. They put their music out on the album out on vinyl as well. And they gave me a copy of the vinyl as a gift, and I really appreciate that. So thank you to Dress to Kill for that. Coming up in March. I'm losing my ears. You can get tickets for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be there. Jennifer's coming with me, I think. We're going to have fun with Mardi Gras. And that's there's a shot of their, look at that, beautiful album art. You don't see, album art just isn't like it used to be, it's sort of a forgotten art, if you will. I think back in the day when we got our records, we obviously bought it for the artist, but of the music. But what about the artist that made the album art? Fantastic. We're going to be doing a show on album art coming up in the new year. Looking forward to that. And some new things that are happening as well. All right, let's see. What have I got up here next? Yes, CBC for kids. What do you think, CBC? I know you go, CBC. Speaking of CBC, shout out to our friend Liam Henderson, who is on Canada's Smartest Person Junior. He got a second chance to be on. He got to the finale. He did not win the entire thing, but I got to tell you, he's got a lot of attention here in Sarnia Lambton, and honestly, around the world, around Canada and the United States. Some of his videos have gone viral on how he handled things. I've known this, he's 11 years old now. I've known him for a couple of years, known his parents, got to know them quite well. He's just an amazing young man, and congratulations to him for all of his success that he did have on Canada's Smartest Person Junior, even though he didn't become the final guy, as far as we're concerned, many of us. This young man, we're going to have him back in the new year as well, has a lot of aspirations. One of them is to being a broadcaster, a sports broadcaster. And he also wants to be Prime Minister of Canada. And I might be dead by that time. I don't know, but I'm going to vote for him no matter what, because he's just a genuine kid. So anyway, we'll move on. CBC for kids. It's bird counting. Do you know what bird counting is? Bird counting. And Adam Dumont's making faces at me in the background. I'm coming to you guys real quick. I got to get through this other boring stuff, fun, boring stuff. We had Mike Kent from the Lambton Wildlife Program on here last week talking to us about bird counting, and I was intrigued by that. I'm like, bird counting, 1, 2, no. Well, it's kind of like that, but there's more. And they supply binoculars and stuff. Anyway, post-Christmas fun, CBC for kids, bird counting. Take them out to Canaterra Park. We'll have this on our Facebook page to give you all the information, but it's happening on December the 29th here at Canaterra Park. And they supply the goggles. Well, not these kind of goggles, but the goggles. They supply the binoculars and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Mike Kent's going to be joining us regularly to talk about outdoor fun stuff, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. Just so you know, Father versus Son tonight that normally happens on Twitch. We won't be doing that tonight. I forget why. Something's getting in the way. Oh, yeah, it's Christmas Eve. But normally on Monday nights, my son Jason and I, we go on Twitch and we have Father versus Son game nights, and it's quite entertaining because think of the son trying to beat the dad at checkers, but reversed. It's me trying to beat the boy at I don't know, Fortnite or whatever we end up playing, but it's a lot of fun. But it won't be tonight. In fact, there'll be no Twitch broadcasts until the new year. I've got some new, I can't wait for the new year. There's so many cool things happening with the Twitch channel, the show, and other stuff. I can't wait to share that with you. Speaking of sharing, have you had enough of me talking already? Everybody go like this? They're like, yeah, right? Yeah, Fonz is in there. I've got 3 guests in the background. I'm going to bring them all on right now. Hope you guys are all ready. Of course you're all ready. Fonz is like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Oh, and you know what? Oh, look, I messed up. I'm getting my, hang on a sec, guys. Stand by. I forgot to change my sound. This beautiful live. We're live. Isn't live great?
Live is awesome.
Live is awesome. When you're getting the echo. Here we go. All right. Jay Peckham's a little quieter now. If you can believe that. Welcome, gentlemen, and Jay Peckham.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Adam. So we've got, so folks, again, I said this is kind of just a casual conversation today. I've lost the tie. I got on the Christmas, stuff on. I invited a few friends. Jay Peckham, of course, needs no introduction. And our friend, the real Fonz Chamberlain, joining us all the way from Cambridge, United Kingdom. Hello, Fonz.
Hi, you all right?
and our friend Adam Dumont, who's you're a lot of things too. You're a lot of things. That Adam Dumont, he's a lot of things. But yeah, you're around a lot. Thanks for being here, Adam.
What things? What kind of things, Dave? Go.
You're
we got all day, buddy. We got all
it's a
day.
Christmas show. You're Sarnia Sings, which started, and I know you and I have been talking. We're already talking about Sarnia Sings Volume 3 coming up again in the new year, and you're constantly doing things to give back to the community, and you sell and you find time in all of these things that you do to sell real estate. Apparently, too, at Royal Page.
You only live once, right? You only got so many. You only got time. You got time and effort. That's it. So
That's right.
That's it. You gotta do what you can.
Well, you and Adam, you and I have had a lot of one-on-one conversations about this community and how giving it is, and we've also talked to you and I about why people should do their part wherever they live. And I like your creativity with it all, because one thing in particular I know you've got coming up is a New Year's Eve ride program. Is that correct? Or a New Year's Eve shuttle?
Yeah. So we tried it last year, and it goes to Noel's Gift as a charitable donation. But it went really well. We only posted a couple things online, and it kind of went viral in our little market. And I got to get a lot of people home safe that night, and we took some donations, and it was a good little success story. So we're going to do it again this year. Now we have a second driver, so there'll be two of us out there, and hopefully we can again help people get home safe.
Well, I think it's really like I say, creative, but I mean, you're giving up your New Year's Eve party to get the partiers around.
Yeah, and what's weird is a lot of people are saying, that's the first thing everyone says is like, well, like, why are you doing it? Like I said, I got 3 little kids. My wife's going to be celebrating New Year's with them at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. There's like a Netflix thing. You can go down and you can do a countdown, and then, bedtime. It's the best thing for parents. Anyway, so they're done. And then for me, I'm kind of a little bit of a nighthawk. So I figured, well, if I'm not going to go out and celebrate, next best thing is to, put some time and get some people home safe.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then you can celebrate any time, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Actually, I'm on a 3-day bender right now. I'm surprised I've even made it on this call today.
What are you doing?
Oh,
where are you?
I don't know if you can tell with my voice. I was in Windsor a couple days ago.
Okay.
I don't even know what. Today's Monday, right? Yeah. So this was Friday, and then Saturday was in London with some close friends, and got a little crazy that night. And then today was the in-laws celebratory day, and then tomorrow I don't stop the holidays, man. It's amazing.
What is it? And just to ask you this question, and then I'll start with you, Adam, because I already got you going, and then we'll move down the line to Fonz and Jake, and maybe answer this question. What is Christmas for you? I know that's a widespread. Okay, I know family and stuff, but what's Christmas to you and your family?
Are we starting with me?
Yeah, Adam.
Sorry. To be honest, it's I'm in my car right now. My wife just opened the trunk on me, so I apologize.
It's okay. It's casual day here at the show.
Christmas, right now it's for the kids, right? So I got 3 little ones. I got an 8, 5, and 3-year-old. So it's just living through them. It's I don't know. The other thing is, it's not the dark side of Christmas, but it's keeping up with the Joneses a lot of times. There's there's always something to do. There's always somebody posting online something about like their great idea with the elf on a shelf, or they're in some tropical area celebrating. And anyway, so it's just how do you settle in with you and your family, and you do what's right with your family, and you just kind of live through your kids and get them excited about stuff, and just see them excited. That's it. So it's really, for me, it's about kids.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fonz from United Kingdom. How you doing,
Hi.
buddy?
Yeah, not too bad. You're all right.
Thanks for joining. What's Christmas to you and your family, and how do you celebrate it?
Well, it's about spending time with my family. It's always been. When I was young, I used to live next door to my nan. We always used to go around to her. So it's always been a family thing. So it's about spending it with those nearest and dearest. My children have grown up now. Apart from my daughter who's 13, but now I've got a grandson, so I'm going to be spending a bit of Christmas time with him as well. And that's what it's about to me.
Yeah. Do you do the shopping, or does somebody else look after that for you?
No. So I'll tell you what I do. I don't know if other people in other locations, they've got these little scanner things, like you scan a barcode, and then you can scan the shopping as you go around, and it's all packed up as you go along in Tesco's here. What I do is I like going around shopping and pretending that I'm in Doctor Who or Star Wars or something and shoot people and things. That's the only bit I do in shopping.
Yeah. I don't have to do a lot really, because I would buy the wrong color, the wrong size, so I just let Jennifer looks after it. Don't be wrong, I love Christmas. I'm not a Scrooge.
Yeah,
although there are some things about Christmas that I do Scrooge about, but for the most part, I really love Christmas.
Yeah, well, I walk in the door, I think I can't even be bothered with this in a supermarket or shop or anything.
That's all part of it, though, isn't it? Like, don't you need to go out there? You need to, push your weight around, get to the front of the line for stuff. Like, I think that's part of it, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm missing out.
Maybe to a point.
It's not Christmas until an old lady swears at you in line. Right?
Get out of my way! Who's here first?
Or do you cut somebody? You cut somebody off by accident while you're driving, and they yell at you or flip you the bird or something, and I just look at them and go, "Merry Christmas."
That's normally in the parking lot for me. Oh man, I hate holiday parking lots. That is the worst thing ever. People behind a wheel of a machine, and I don't know what it is about the season, but they just turn into idiots.
Well, I can frankly speak to driving idiots, as most of you know if you were following our Facebook. We just drove 3,000 miles. We drove my son Jason down to Louisiana to meet his superhero and online friend of 7 years in person. So it was 1,500 miles one way.
Wow.
And you want to talk about, so I don't know, we crossed 3 or 4 states twice in 1 week. That was a lot of highway driving, and I just could not believe some of the speeds. Like, because I was doing 120 at points, and they had to be doing 140, 150 kilometers. So that's, it's over 100 miles an hour. Anyway, so I understand idiots. Jay Peckham, what do you and your family do to celebrate the holidays? How do you handle it?
Well, you know what? Honestly, it's kind of changing for us because my kids are all grown up now. So my youngest is 16, and then I've got a 22-year-old. But what's great is Christmas now is about them coming back, and it's a chance to see them again for, because it's been months or, weeks or whatever since we've seen them. So for me, it's just about having the family together, bringing them back. My kids, they don't believe so much anymore, although we still, we still try to encourage that, but, that's a hard line. But you know what, Christmas is always fun, and it's, way too many presents under a little dinky tree. And we have a lot of traditions. We build a lot of traditions that we've done sort of over the years. And I think that's another one is, Christmas for us is really about celebrating some of those traditions we've built, like New Year's Eve. There's everybody gets one gift, but it always happens to be coincidentally a new pair of pajamas, right? So we have a big pajama party on Christmas Eve night. So,
Nice.
And, it's those kinds of traditions that we've built over the years, and we really get a chance to celebrate them again, right around this time.
Well, yeah, but I'm not surprised. Go ahead.
Are your kids married? Are they dating? Long-term boyfriend, girlfriends?
And that's another thing, Adam. I'm glad. Yeah. So my daughter's in university, and I think she's a good girl. I know she's a good girl. I'm saying she's not nobody special in their life, right? But she's got lots of great friends, right?
Okay, so they're not bringing people by.
No, but for the first year ever, my 18-year-old son Jack, he has a significant other. Shout out to Brooklyn. So this will be the first time, the first year where we've had to sort of integrate a newcomer to the traditions.
That's awesome.
And
so much pressure. By the
it's
way.
stressful, man. It's stressful.
Well, and that's
I'll be smashed on eggnog in about an hour. I'll tell you that right now.
That's so funny.
Adam jumped in there and made a really good point. Let's we're all older now, like my children are 21 and 18 as well. So, the circle of life, the Lion King is happening. Right.
Oh yeah.
Like it used to be like, meet the parents, just meet the parents, when you were dating that special someone and you brought, when you meet the parents, never mind Christmas, just meeting them. That was the huge deal, right? Because that sort of said, meet the parents. Okay, this is serious. We have intentions to go somewhere, whatever that somewhere is, but we're going somewhere. But when you come over for Christmas, family Christmas, even if you've already met the parents, you didn't necessarily get invited to Christmas that year you met the parents. So when that happens, is that like the pillar of like, okay, so they're getting married now? Is that the intention?
Big
what
time.
does that say?
If I'm dating a girl and I'm going to her family Christmas party, you are basically 100% saying I'm committed to this woman forever.
100%. Oh yeah. It's serious now.
Even if you haven't put the ring on yet.
Serious.
You know what happens is, eventually there's going to be a big family picture. You're going to be asked to be in this big family picture. Oh. And I've always joked it's funny because the significants are like, can we get one with just the actual family? Because so funny, right?
Well, it's true because especially in today's day. Yeah. Well, I have a step family, right? And a lot of families have step families. So at what point do you say, okay, he's got a girlfriend. She's coming to Christmas, but do we want her in the picture? Because she could,
Or you just don't say anything, right? And then you just have the collection of pictures of like, oh, there's girlfriend 3, there's girlfriend 7, there's boyfriend 2. It's so much fun looking back at the pictures, right?
My family lost count of me after watching.
Well, and that's the funny part. I mean, I have a little experience because my parents they divorced. I was really quite young, so I've had always Christmas with my father, Christmas with my mother, and then as soon as I got serious with my wife, now I've got my Christmas with my wife's family, right? And then we add to that. Now we've still got all those 3, but now we're adding my son's girlfriends. You know what I mean? Like there's this new. Scheduling is a nightmare.
And at what point do you just say, right? What point do you just say, we're having Christmas at our house on this day, whatever day that is? Like, same thing. So I have, Christmas with my wife's family now on Christmas Day, which doesn't always happen for me, depending on the day of the week. And my family's and I have kids with so holy cow. At what point do you just say, we're doing Christmas with us on this day? Hope you can make it.
Yeah. That was about 15 years ago for me. But I've been married 25 years, right? So the moment where I had to pack 5 of us in a vehicle to go and spend Christmas Day traveling wherever, that I did that once. That I had enough. Yeah. No. My house is now big enough to support everybody. So come on down. The door's always open. You guys, come on by. Seriously.
Or have a small enough house, and that's the best excuse. You don't have to have anybody over. I'm really sorry. I don't have room. I can't host Christmas.
You know me, I'm not that guy.
Do you have people in your family who are like, you're hosting this year, right? Like your house.
Yeah.
Like we're all coming, whether you like it or not.
Well, and that was again with the step family with us, and I was never very domesticated until Jennifer and I met. Or when I was married before, we didn't have a big enough place to host everybody because there's like 28 or more of us.
Oh yeah.
And I was okay with that because I didn't cook anyway, and so and I don't want to put that on Jennifer either. But yeah, it was always some of the girls always said, okay, so we'll do Thanksgiving, you do Christmas, you do Easter, and they would rotate or whatever. But now it's just so like the grandkids are having kids.
Yep.
So now it's like
I'm not at the
you know,
grandkid stage yet, so thank goodness for that. That's gonna be a whole different transition.
and honestly, it's a relationship thing too. I mean, I love my step family, but we really don't hang out outside of holidays that much. You know, it's not a bad thing. It's just that's just the way it's happened, right? So I mean, I look forward to the times of getting together because, well, I just like to chat with people and not have to worry about doing anything or just kick up. I don't, you know.
Hey, Dave,
We don't
does
do a
anyone come to your house and go, "Let's go live"? Do you think
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Well, right? You know, no.
I got enough. I got enough eggnog to drown a horse.
Well,
so come
yeah.
on by.
Like I'd be afraid to go to Jay Peckham's house because we might go live. It'd
Absolutely.
be like,
You forgot you went live.
there's that community guy and that other guy. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I have to hide the phone. Yeah, but Christmas at the end of the day is really a lot of fun. I know there's a lot of Scrooges out there like, oh, it's Christmas, and you know, to be fair, not everybody is in the financial position to do what they would like to do for their own children. There's a lot of pressure. I think even with those of us who are blessed with what we do have, there's still a lot of pressure, wouldn't you say, guys, at Christmas time, or do you just ignore it?
No, I think there's a huge amount of pressure. I think there's, you're right. There's a lot of people in our community that really, just don't have it. And, I mean, I'm at the point now where even in my peer group, I have people that,
Yeah.
they just, they can't make ends meet, or they've had a rough year, or, all kinds of different things. I mean, one of the traditions, I'll talk about the traditions in my family, but one of the traditions is we have always extended invitations to friends who've had a rough go or in a bad spot, or just things aren't working out. There's been a lot of divorce in some of my peer groups, and
Yeah.
so in those years, I just we don't want anybody to go alone over Christmas or struggle with it. And so we've almost always got, I think for dinner tonight we probably have, I want to say about 15 or 16 people, and only half of that's family. The rest of it's friends and people who just, we just want to have them around and make sure that they get to enjoy the, celebrating in the season. So
Well, you don't have to feed me. I'll just take the eggnog.
100%.
Fonz, over in the United Kingdom, what's
Yeah.
what's the atmosphere around you? You're in Cambridge.
Yeah.
What's the atmosphere where you're at right now?
Well, it's a university city, so it's quite higher brow sort of thing. But then again, there's two sides of Cambridge. A lot of what the outside world see is the university side, all the fancy universities and stuff. But there is a serious side to it on basically down Mill Road and places like that where there is people struggling, and in the Arbury area, and which do find it hard. And a lot of that isn't made aware of because of the image that put out of Cambridge, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's well, I mean, it's all over. There's a high scale and a low scale to Christmas, right? And of course, we always like to talk about the more positive side of it, but the reality is that Christmas is not the same for a lot of people.
No.
What do you do, just so people understand Cambridge, where you're at? What's the size of the city, and what's it like where you're at?
I don't know what to describe the size of it too. It's not as big as London.
Right.
It's I don't know. It's not as big as what people think it is, but it's more because it's got a county. It's got villages around it as well. The whole of Cambridgeshire, so
Okay.
that makes it bigger. But the actual city centre is not as big as what people think it is. And a lot of people, like I said, when they come to Cambridge, are expecting all these fancy buildings. But a lot of people don't realise actually it's not just that, and there is a lower side to Cambridge as well, which a lot of people are shocked by when they when they get here. Really, it's like one side of the city. It's unbelievable. I was talking to a market stall holder that I know very well, and I was thinking that his market stall was about £300 a week. This is on Cambridge Market. I said, "You must get a market stall for about £300 in another town somewhere else." That's what it would cost, over £2,000 to have a market stall. That's on one side of Cambridge. You go over the other side, and they've got it's nowhere near it, because there's these different images of, this side has to be specifically like this, and it's run by the university, really. And the image that they want, you won't get you won't get like a discount or like a pound shop in the middle of the city centre. You'd have to go onto the other side of Cambridge for that.
Okay. And just so everybody knows and understands, Fonz Chamberlain is best known as the Cambridge historian. He does history for a living. He started doing it at a radio show, and now he's come into the live streaming world using BeLive.tv. And recently you did something, fight for bladder cancer, right? And people still donate to that?
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of things for charity. Two of the things that I'm doing, like you were saying, the fight with bladder cancer, I re-showed the whole 12-hour broadcast.
Yeah, that was a lot of
fun. Stephen Healy, great guy, he did the whole 12 hours with me, producing it in the background. I mean, a legend for doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can still donate. I'm trying to think what the Just Giving page is. justgiving.com/Cambridge Historian Live 1. And you can still donate to that and give a donation. But that was to help fight bladder cancer. Another project that I've been working on is a video for, I actually got the disc here, for a local singer called Jason Bruce. There used to be this guy here, Snowy Farr. Now, he was a character in Cambridge. And what he did, he used to sit in a place called Petty Curie with all these animals. He'd have mice running around his hat, and he's got like a cat on it, and all these different animals he'd take. And every penny that he earned, he gave to guide dogs to the blind. And Jason Bruce has wrote a song about him and given the money to guide dogs to the blind as well. Nice. And I helped put the video together for him. He wanted me to come down and do the video, and I did that for him. And that's available if you search Jason Bruce on YouTube. But his name's spelled a bit different. His name is spelled Jacen, as in Jason.
Okay. Right.
So, but look up Snowy by Jason Bruce. It's a brilliant song, and if you download it, it's 99p off jasonbruce.com, and that helps guide dogs for the blind as well. So I'm always doing things for charities.
You're busy.
Yeah,
and I think it's interesting. Well, you and I, as regular live streamers, how we've been able to, and many others have started to use live streaming for fundraising. Right? Yeah. It's a whole new world. I won't go into it. But it's a whole new way of doing it, right?
Yeah, it's not new. It's not to me. When I did radio, I've used. Sorry, I got a bit of a cough. I've used it for different things. Like years ago, when I was on a station called Affinity, I wanted to get a memorial for Syd Barrett out of Pink Floyd in Cambridge. And I was working for this station called Affinity, so I locked myself in the studio and played non-stop Syd Barrett Pink Floyd songs until somebody actually listened to me. Now, I was there for 4 hours doing that. And
then somebody showed up.
No, he didn't get nothing. Well, the station manager sacked me, of course. But good, nice guy. I'm still friends with him. But he said you can't do that. And his station did close 3 months afterwards. So I said, I hope your station closes, and it did. That's a different story. And where was I? Yeah, nobody listened to it at all. Nobody. It disappeared for 2 years. I then put a comment up on a Facebook page about we need a memorial for Syd Barrett in Cambridge. Next thing I noticed, my comments gone over the media everywhere, and on the back of that, I got 10 grand to put a memorial up for Syd Barrett. So that's something that I've used radio for. And another thing is I did not 12-hour, but a 24-hour non-stop radio broadcast for Great Ormond Street in London, because my son was born with major heart problems, my oldest son, and they were brilliant. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be here, because it was very serious. And so I did 24 hours non-stop, and that was certainly an experience. So the 12 hours was easy for me.
Yeah. Well, you got through it. I only had to do 10 minutes of the 12 hours, so I was.
I'm really. Steve. Stephen was brilliant. You know what I mean? He's never done anything like that before.
Stephen Hill, he's just a brilliant
did,
gentleman.
Yeah, he did.
What time
12.
is it right now in the UK?
8 minutes past 9 p.m.
Santa's coming.
Yeah. That's what. Look, I believe in Santa. I got my hat.
There you go.
My kids look at the live at our in-laws there. He was in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Ah.
Oh, you're watching the Santa radar?
Yeah, the radar.
Yeah, the app has really evolved. Like it has a counter for all the presents he's been giving.
Wow.
It's got time arrival to your area. It's a pretty cool little.
Wow.
Pretty cool little app. So he's coming over UK here any minute.
Wow. I'll keep an eye out for him.
Excellent.
The other cool thing I was going to say is my kids are getting inquisitive, so we're looking up stats about Santa. So we're like, how many glasses of milk is he drinking tonight? Or
Those darn kids are getting smarter all the time.
Dang.
And the best part, if you have Google Home, they can just ask, and it just boom like that. They're, apparently Santa in the United States alone is going to eat over 383 million cookies tonight or something like that.
When you compare,
well, he was last seen at Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. Wow, and he's headed right now for Central Africa Republic in about 2 minutes.
I wonder who compiles all that information about how much. Does he got a little clicker thing that he presses it every time he drinks one? So it goes into some database.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. That's what the app needs next year. It's just like a counter for all the glasses of milk he's taken down. Yeah. Or maybe it's not just milk. Maybe he's got like milk, eggnog, bourbon.
And when he crashes into the side of your house a little too much.
That's funny.
I'm looking on I can't run 3D at the same time as we do this live stream, so I'm trying to bring up the 2D. Oh, there's Santa Claus right there.
Kudos to the four of us here for just wearing the hats without any, pre-invite hat thing, Dave. Good for you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm trying to sweat under this one. Let me tell you.
And honestly, guys, kudos to you for showing up because, we were away all week, and I was like, well, am I going to do a show? Am I not going to do a show? Because I've never, ever missed a week of doing a show, ever, since starting 7 years ago. So I was like, and Jennifer was like, well, people will understand. It's Christmas Eve. And I'm like, yeah, but there's just something, I don't want to miss a show. And I think I should just reach out to a couple of people, and say, hey, would you pop by?
The people that I know have nothing going on today.
People that I know have people I know have no life.
When I say jump. Yeah, absolutely.
And okay, thank you, Adam. Do mine. And honestly, I was hoping that somebody like Fonz would be here, and some people, friends that I've made throughout the planet. That I did reach out to Australia, but they're already a day ahead of us, so I wasn't able to pull that off.
Christmas. It's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas in Australia right now, right? So
yeah, somebody messed up the times earlier. I was ready at 5:30.
I know you really struggle with your time zone changes. We've had this issue before. But so thank you guys for showing up. It does mean a lot to me because I know you all have families and stuff. And one of the things I like about what I do is, and here's an example. I've met a lot of great people over 7 years, but even this year especially, connected with some more people, not just locally, but around the world. And it's always interesting to me to see, and this is part of my mission with the show, is it's not just about Sarnia Lambton anymore. It's a lot about that for me. But I want to be able to connect our community with other communities around the world as well, because we can learn so much from each other's communities. And, what are you doing over in that community? Oh, we could maybe try that over here. That sounds like fun. Or just getting to know each other. There's really no borders anymore with live streaming. Let's talk a little bit about the new year coming. I'm going to be doing a show next week as well, casual New Year's Eve day. But Adam, do you make a New Year's resolution, or do you just set goals all year long?
No, I think someone said it really good. I don't know if it was on the radio. Someone said, resolutions are meant to be broken. So it's
Right.
always just like someone said, challenge yourself. What can you challenge yourself just a little bit? So if it runs out, it's not a terrible thing. It's not as depressing as quitting your resolution. How long can you last at something? So
Right.
for me, I just kind of started running, so I'd like to kind of challenge
Yeah, I
myself to
noticed that.
see if I could pick up the pace or the distance or something like that, and just go from there. And just know that you don't want it to be frustrating if you decide, not for me. I'm not a runner. Maybe I'm a swimmer. I don't know, but like not to put any pressure on yourself. I think that's the biggest thing, right?
Yeah. Well, it's good to have goals, right? I mean, we talk about, especially,
Of course, goals are one thing. Like I got tons of work goals, I got tons of family
yeah,
goals, and they're like goals but resolutions. I've always thought like it's like the bar is really high,
it's the
and
worst time of year to quit smoking.
big time. Or like I
Worst
want to
time of year to quit
lose
smoking.
100 pounds this year. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like, so you put up these crazy lofty goals, and then
Well, gym memberships go up in January.
big time, big time. All the sales, yeah. So for me, it's just like. I don't know. I don't really have anything right now. I haven't even thought of it, to be honest with you. But I think it'll
You
be
do
something
have
with running.
you do have something. Well, you got one goal we can talk about. You got a free skating event coming up, and the goal is to get a bunch of people out there to enjoy it.
Oh yeah, that's the 27th, right? 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the Sarnia Arena there on Brock Street. So anyone that's listening before the 27th, please come on out. It's a free skate for everybody, just to say thank you for letting Royal LePage sell your houses.
Right, that's awesome, and that's just come on out. And what is there other stuff going on there?
I have no idea.
Hot chocolate. Come on out to my free skate. I don't have a clue.
Find out.
Besides
really
skating,
I had to learn about what this was. No, it's just free skate. There's nothing really. Obviously, there's hot chocolate and food if you want.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the concession's open, right? So
right.
the hot chocolate and stuff will be there for the kids as well.
Yeah.
Santa Claus, he's coming to your place soon. What time do the kids go to bed for you?
No idea. Lately, it's been like 10:30, and like I said, I got an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and the 3-year-old stays up the latest. You just can't get him to bed.
Good for you.
It's like a reverse hostage situation.
Wow.
Just stay in. I'll give you whatever you want. Just don't come out again. And they
give you whatever you want.
Yeah, so
oh, sucker!
I have no idea. It's always just a guess every night. I got guys,
wait a minute.
buddies that want.
I have a string here. I'm just gonna tie it around that little baby finger, Daddy, and cut it a little bit more.
This is, I can't even believe I'm gonna say it, but like we have a lock on the outside of their door, which is like borderline criminal. I can't even believe we're saying this.
Oh, I'm calling Children's Services.
But like we always threaten it. We don't ever do it, but we're always like, all right,
right.
one more time. I'm locking you in here, and that usually kind of shuts them up, and then we're good cruising from there. But
have you ever used the? And I haven't used it in a while, but it's a Santa Claus letter thing. You can. Santa Claus will send a video to your kids.
A video
using their name. Yeah, and they use their name and everything. And I used that on my son for a while because he started catching on to some things, right? And
Purple North Pole. It's amazing.
Santa Claus does exist, and you're not allowed in my house if you think otherwise, and you can't pretend because I'll know that you're lying to me. Yeah, you should check it out. I'll send you a link if you want. But
just add it to the list of things. You know what else? I got to do the Elf on the Shelf thing. Now I got to do the video letters back to the kids. Yeah,
oh yeah, sorry I brought it up. The kids aren't watching this anyway. They won't
I hope
know.
Not. I'm joking.
This is a rated R version of the show this week.
So, I gotta say what happened the other day though. You know, Elf on the Shelf. I'm sure if you got little kids, you guys know about.
I know about it.
So we have one. His name's Buddy, and he's right now he's stuck on on the shelf or going down to the basement. He somehow got on top of one of our youngest kids' toys. The Incredible Hulk. He was just piggybacking the Incredible Hulk. So my little guy saw that and then kind of freaked out because he wanted to play with the Hulk and he couldn't because the elf's on him. You can't touch the elf. All these rules. Right. So then my daughter says, "No, Dad, you can touch the elf. You just have to get a ring of cinnamon around the elf, so that he'll get his magic powers back that night. Well, we did it. I took the elf off. I got the cinnamon around him, and then took the Incredible Hulk, gave him to my kid. So everyone's happy. We come back
Oh,
today.
it worked.
He's still in the same location. He didn't get his magic powers back. My kids are beside themselves. That's one of the reasons why I'm in my car right now and not inside dealing with whatever's going on in there right now.
Drama.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pressure
so
right
stay
there. That's
tuned.
Christmas
Stay
pressure
tuned.
right there.
Yeah, we'll see
All
if he
right.
gets his magic powers back tonight.
So coming up in the new year, Adam, we've got some things happening. Sarnia Sings, we're doing that again, right?
Yeah. So May 2nd is the date scheduled. The band's booked, and we're just starting to kind of throw some names around as far as we got our head hunting list for a few, and I haven't really thought about putting the word out yet for an all call for other singers yet. But
Well, we got to go for lunch, you and I. We got to share our lists.
Yeah, we got.
It's gonna be it's gonna be exciting.
There's so many good people, and the weirdest thing was I always thought, like, is this something that you can do annually and get new singers every year? Because we're going through about 15, 20 singers a year, and is that something where, like, the production value, you don't want to lower it? But last year, to be honest with you, I thought it was, I'm not knocking first year, but I thought it was just as good, if not better. So
it's grown.
So I don't know. It's kind of one of those surprise things where you just throw it out there and hope there's enough good singers out there that can get on stage, own the crowd, and belt out a song. So yeah.
Well, I know one of the toughest things that we went through, probably more you than me, but was you can't have everybody there, and sometimes you do got to scratch people off a list, and you go, I really want to, but but there's only so much time, and it is a show as well, right?
It is, yeah. So it's a very that's a hard line to walk. Is how do you keep the baseline for me is it's a business in a sense, like we're here to raise money. So who's going to help us sell tickets? Who's going to help us, grab attention and bring more attention to the event? And obviously you got to be a good singer. All these things line up, and it kind of creates this kind of a matrix for people to kind of fall into. And we'd love to have everyone sing, but it just can't happen some years.
That's right. It's not karaoke, folks.
No, like this. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. I really.
Adam sang once, and he's never doing it again.
Well, we had to get the show started, and me, Dave. My cojones are pretty big. I could really give a what.
I know you did a fantastic job the first year.
And I look back and people, I don't need to sing again. There's way better singers out here.
And I had my chance last year. I was very grateful for that, and dude, I'm good with that too.
And you knocked it out of the park. You did a great job.
Oh, thanks. And there's a lot of emotion involved in that night as well, and not just that night, but behind the scenes as well. So I'm thrilled that you welcomed me to be join forces with you on that, because I think it's really important in our community. So I look forward to doing that as well. And we did find a solution on how to say no, if you recall.
Yes.
We just said David said no. Just blame it. David said no.
Dave.
No. Oh, that jerk. Well, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I talked to Dave. He said no.
Yeah.
You're out.
Yeah, not much we can do. I'm sorry.
Sorry, he's out. That David's out of control.
But that's a pretty good little thing to have, though, right? A little bit of demand for people to want to be like, okay, yeah, well, they don't just let anyone in the show. It's not. It's worth the $25 and.
Yeah, absolutely. It's totally worth the 25. Well, and we had this year we had some folks, I think, was it from Texas, drove down to see.
That's right.
The one girl there. Yeah, or from Dallas, I think it was.
Yeah.
So and the fact that it supports mental health and suicide prevention in our community, I think that they keep talking about this 1 in 5. I had Liz Page on the show there last week or a couple weeks ago talking about, the face-off for mental health. And she said, I like to think of it as 5 and 5, because everybody, whether directly or indirectly, somehow is affected by mental health. So it's 5 and 5. So when they say 1 in 5, that's only the ones that are speaking out about it. Mm-hmm. And here we are. I always said too, like, it doesn't matter if the show's about mental health, it always comes up somehow. I'm just glad we're talking about it more. and getting some things done. So, Adam, kudos to you for coming up and creating the Sarnius things. I'm looking forward to being a part again.
Thanks, buddy. No, thank you for the shout out. Everyone's got to win. Charity's got to win. Singers got to win, and the people who bought the tickets, they got to win too and put on a good show. So I think that's the big trick now, is to make sure if everybody can get something out of it, then we all win, and it becomes something that can carry on in years to go.
Yeah, for sure. And New Year's Eve, you're doing the Noel's gift shuttle. Is there a number of people call, or how do they get a hold of you for that?
Well, you know what? Again, these things as they come, you stick handle them the best you can, and there's really no rules. Like, some people are trying to call me now and book me in advance, which is kind of, I'm like, is that okay? I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Or do you just go day of and just so I just really kind of flew by the seat of my pants last year, and you just put your heart on your sleeve and say, I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry I can't get you, or I'll try my best to be there by 8:00. Like it is work. Like, I remember that night was a lot of work, a lot of energy. It was a lot of fun.
Been there, done that.
The stories were great. I meant to try to do a big video of everybody, but it almost got too emotional at some points for some people, because there's a lot of heartfelt stories out there. So I don't know. I think it's just I'm going to be 8:00. I'll be available. And then it's just who calls me first, and Steve, our other driver. It's so we're going to do another post after Christmas. Just kind of letting everybody know our contact info and how the it's going to work.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll check that out. Awesome.
Yeah.
Fonz, what's in the new year for you? As far as do you do a New Year's resolution, or do you just
no, not
by
really.
the seat of your pants, or what?
What I usually do, what I've done in the past is I have a list of things that I want to do, and then I just cross them off as I've done them. And last year I actually completed my first list. I'm actually started a second list, so I'm halfway through that now. So I just feel okay, I want to do this. Like goal, like something I've always wanted to do this. So that's what I put down and go through them. I never thought I'd only have one list, but I was well chuffed. I actually completed my first list of the things I wanted to do and moved on to a second one.
I don't think you're going to have too long of a list.
What's that?
Can you give examples? Like, is it like a bucket list? Like, you want to?
Yeah. Trying to think. I wanted to present a radio show. Was my very. This is how years I've had it. Present a radio show. Write for a newspaper, which I did do. Run a radio, manage a radio station, which I've done. Trying to think what else I put on there. Have a job in history, which I did, and other things like that. Gone to the top of King's College in Cambridge and stand on the top there. So meet Henry Winkler, done that as well. So things like that.
Yeah. So it's that's a good way to look at it. More like a bucket list than a resolution.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word for us. Yeah. Looking at a bucket list. Yeah. And then I had these 10 goals that I wanted to do, and then completed them, and I thought I've got nothing to do. Then somebody said, "Well, make a new list with new things that you want to do." So that's what I've done.
No, just stop. You're done.
Yeah.
There is no stopping. No stopping.
But on this list, though, number 10 is come Prime Minister. Because I think I could do a better job.
Well, I think in your country right now, like anybody could run for that position, couldn't they? You got a lot of changes happening over in England right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think anybody could do a better job at the moment. Yeah, with all this Brexit stuff. Yeah, it is a bit of a shambles. Yeah.
I don't know, Jay or Adam, how much you know what's going on over there, but or how close you follow it. But there's a lot of changes happening in the government over there. If there, I don't know if Canada seems to be the place to be right now because
except for the fact that we got the crazy southern neighbors. But other than that.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, we're in the United Kingdom, the stuff's going on, and we were down in the and I'll tell you, when we crossed the border, once we got through Michigan, and you start getting out of the car, stop at rest stations and filling up with gas and going for a bite to eat. What a change in the mindset of a lot of different things. We didn't use the T word too much. And if we did, it was very quietly at our table. But there's, of course, a lot going down over there, of course, with the shutdown of the government and everything. But I can tell you from traveling through state to state, I don't think there was everywhere we went was really friendly, but especially Louisiana. When we were in Louisiana, Lafayette, Louisiana, it was even in the mall when you look and you smile at somebody, they kind of look at you funny. It wasn't just a smile back. It was always a hello or how y'all doing or whatever it was, right? It was very, very friendly. It was a other than some crazy ass drivers doing like they were on the German Autobahn. It was really a great experience, and frustrating at times. You're in a car for a long time, but other than that, I was really glad we did it and had the experience. It was very friendly. We sort of expected, because of what's going on, we sort of expected people to be kind of frustrated and angry. They seemed very happy, especially even for Christmas time. So I was glad for that. But yeah, that's why I say like Canada seems to be the place to be right now, or I don't know, the safest. It's a political show today, folks. So I mean, I guess we're pretty fortunate that way. Whatever your political beliefs are, I believe we live in a fantastic country. Jay, what's do you have a bucket list or a resolution list, or what do you do?
You know what? I have the same resolution every year to lose like 50 or 60 pounds, and I fail about 3 weeks in, and I'm okay with that. But I'm not fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy. Ideas come to me, and I just kind of go with it, make it happen. I know this year is a little bit special for me. This will be 25 years married, which is really, really unusual these days to know somebody who's been married 25 years or longer without them being, great grandparents or something. But my wife and I have been married 25 years, so I know we want to go away, and that's. I think we want to do Europe at this point. We want to go somewhere in Europe. Okay. I mean, my family is originally from there, so it'd be nice to head over there that way and check that out. But no, in terms of resolutions, I don't really tend to make a lot of resolutions, but because I tend to manage sort of my time between family and school and work and all those sorts of things. I manage it pretty tightly, and I'm usually 2 or 3 years planning in advance of what's on my schedule. Right. But this year is really going to be about celebrating 25 years married. So
that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. No, I appreciate that. So that'll be the big gig this year, and we've been kind of working on it for a while now. So
you should go to Cambridge.
All right.
I'm thinking people are going to come and stay at Fonz's place.
Yeah. I'll show you around. I don't know much about the place, but I'll show you a few
bits.
Perfect. Well, between you and Stephen Healy, because our friend Stephen Healy, that I normally do a show earlier today, every Monday with, he lives about 20 minutes from Stonehenge. So he always said if we come over there, so it could be quite an adventure if I get over your way there, Fonz.
Yeah. Definitely.
Jay, before you go, 2 things I just want to interject there. You're allowed to go away and celebrate your 25 years, but you have to wait until like Sting season's over. Sarnia Sting, right?
Yeah, you know what, brother? We'll see how that works out. Hey, you know
it's
what?
It's okay because
come on. Hey, you know what? I would never knowingly miss a Sting game unless it was for the theater. And you know where my priorities lie in that case, right? So
Sarnia Sting, another happy 25 years. Sarnia Sting, another happy 25 years.
Well, you know what? My wife serves in the suites there, so we found the balance, right? She works upstairs, makes lots of money, and I sit downstairs and watch hockey and do my show with you. So
there you go. That's right. Well, it's okay. You can go away. Jake Tursky's happy to jump in anytime.
I heard that.
I invited him here today, but apparently he's the only one of my friends who has a life today.
Yeah,
so, according to Adam Dumont. A couple buddies and I, we have a saying, my friends stab in the front, everybody else stabs in the back.
Yeah, 100%.
So, well, that's good. Congratulations. And you also said that you tend to plan things like, and I'm not sure if you said this intentionally, 3 or 4 years in advance.
Yep.
Is there? I'm going to ask you right now publicly. You can shoot me later. Are you going to run for some form of political office here in Sarnia Lambton in the next election?
Without, no, I'm glad you asked. It has yet to be confirmed one way or the other. I don't want to
You
jump
sound
the
like a
gun,
politician already. I cannot confirm nor deny.
I can neither confirm nor deny that rumor and allegation. However, it is something I've considered a few times. I just, I have to say, just while we're doing a small political bent, is that I was a bit surprised by the last election. I was kind of hoping it was going to go a little bit of a different way. Because for me, I don't want to jump in and try to be the guy that has to follow all that up. Do you know what I mean? I was kind of hoping for something a little different that, and then be the guy that comes in right after that. So I'm still on the fence. I am considering it.
Good as a politician, did you?
I'm not sure what you said. I don't know. Was there any meat on that bone you just
No,
said?
none whatsoever. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Maybe you're really, really good.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we won't hold you to that. Well, we might. I might.
No, you're going to hold me to it. I get it. That's fine.
Yeah, probably.
I love politics, so
I know you do.
Possibility.
I like them too, but from over there. That's why I stay neutral. When we did our political show there, I very neutral and stuff. But gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for joining me today. And of course, I hope you know what your friendship means to me and my family. Thank you all for stopping by. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and however else you celebrate. I'll give you all final words to say to everybody before I kick you out and wrap up the show. Adam, I'll come back to you. You got final words?
Make sure the cinnamon is around the elf completely. Is what I would. Other than that, just be safe this year.
Make sure the cinnamon's around the elf. Okay. Moving on. Thank you, Adam. All the best to you and your family.
Take care, buddy. Have a great holiday.
Okay. Cheers. Fons Chamberlain, what about you? Final words.
Just be crazy, because it's the only normal thing in this world.
What is normal?
Being crazy.
That's right. I appreciate you, Fons. I know it's a little bit later for you right
fine.
now. I hope you have a lot of fun with the family over the holidays.
Yeah. Happy Christmas, everybody.
All right, Jay Peckham, final words. You have 10 seconds. Go.
10 seconds. I can't do it in 10 seconds. So I will say, look, Merry Christmas, everybody. And Dave, thank you very much for this opportunity. I know you've been a huge motivator in our community through this medium and everything else that you do. And I think it's awesome. And just, to be able to connect with guys like Fons and Adam, this is amazing. Keep up the good work. Appreciate everybody that's around you, folks, because you never know when you're going to run into them on the street. And this is awesome. I'm so glad to have met you guys, and I'm thankful for you, Dave. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, thank you, Jay Peckham, Fons Chamberlain, Madam Dumont. Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining me here today, and we'll let you get back to your families now. It's fantastic. It really is the most wonderful time of the year. Personally, where we live, I think it's a wonderful time all year. There's so much to be grateful for. I know in our community, I've lived here all my life. I've never left. I've been grateful for so many people in my life and in this community. And Jay Peckham, thanks for your kind words there. I really enjoy what I do. When I started this thing, it was 7 years in November doing the show. And a lot's changed and grown since episode 1. Myself as a person, I know I've grown and changed as a person in the last 7 years for many different reasons. And as long as I've lived in this community, I keep learning more and more about it and the greatness of the people in this community. And, we all have our differences at times. I mean, with a perfect world, I don't think we should all agree all the time. How we disagree, I think is what's important. And I've met so many fantastic and great people, many who were here. And now I get the opportunity to converse with people all over the world on a regular basis. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for all of you for stopping in every week, whether it's live or recorded, and just checking things out on what we're talking about here in the show. And I welcome all of you to be a part of the show. If you would like to be a guest on the show, no, I don't want to sound like a commercial. No stories too big and no stories too small, as long as it's positive and good feeling. I'll be happy to have you here on the show and talk to you. I do want to check in with Santa Claus. Let's see what he's got going on right now. Santa Claus currently San Marino, and he's headed into Croatia at the moment. Wow. Look at this. Where are we here? Santa Claus is busy. Very good. Well, Santa Claus, be safe out there. And all of you, be safe out there. Enjoy the holidays and the Christmas. There's lots coming up. I do want to make a quick special mention here to, we'll get to put Santa Claus away for a minute. Our friends at Preferred Towing. Preferred Towing, once again, having their annual Heavy Rescue 401 Premier Show fundraiser. Now, what this is all about, if you haven't heard, is Gary and Tammy from owners of Preferred Towing have purchased the old ABC daycare on London Road here in Sarnia and turning it into transitional housing for youth. And this will be the third year now for this fundraiser. They put a lot on the line, and they've already started renovating. And the premiere, the third season premiere, you won't see it anywhere else but here in Sarnia at this private function. A couple of special episodes that are going to be shown. You won't get to see it anywhere else. And it's $30 a person. It's going to be held at the Donning Club here in Sarnia on January the 12th. I'm excited. Once again, they've asked me to be the MC for the evening. And we've got some special videos and things to show off that night as well. So once again, you can get your tickets for that. You'll have to wait into the new year now. But you can give Preferred Towing a call about that. And special thank you to Lug Nuts, who is the title sponsor for the fundraiser. So I always like to brag a little that I was one of the first tow truck drivers for Gary and Tammy like 27 years ago when they started. And I'm just very excited for them, the full fleet that they have and a fantastic staff. And now their third season on the Discovery Channel, Heavy Rescue 401. Get your tickets, $30 for that. And mark that on the calendar, January the 12th. They go really, really fast. It keeps growing every year. That's why it's at the Donning Club this year. Well, I'm really grateful for all of you and my family and friends, and life is really good, and I hope life's going well for you. And if there's parts of it that's not really going that well, stay positive. You'll get through it. You really will. And I know Christmas can be a tough time of year for some people, but somebody somewhere does care about you and all of us. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever. I don't get too political about saying it right. I say Merry Christmas. And thank you to all of you. I will be back here next week with some other special guests from around the world. Already working on that. A couple of people. I did try to get Santa Claus here today, but he's pretty busy, right? If I'd have got him here, that would have been pretty good. He's now, where is he now? Republic of Macedonia. That's where he's off to. This guy is busy. Thank you, everybody. Merry Christmas. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye for now. Oh, you know what? I do want to do one more thing. I wanted to show this. This is my son meeting Alfonso Peterman for the first time. Take a look. Thanks for watching, everybody. Merry Christmas.